Self-sacrifice is your default. So is over-responsibility. If we haven't met, my name is Stefania, and while you might be following me because I share about all my dating stories and learn how to master the practice of dating, one of the things that I work with my clients on as a coach is how to become more honest with yourself and in turn honest with others. What makes that hard is if you have any martyrdom patterns, such as people-pleasing, self-sacrifice, over-responsibility, because so much of your love, intimacy, connection is rooted on whether or not other people find you acceptable or your behavior tolerable. Most of your existence becomes catering to the external world rather than honoring your internal one. At some point in your life, you learned that your needs go unmet if you are not over-responsible for them. Unfortunately, when these patterns establish themselves as children, we have to spend our full adult lives working to rewire and understand them. Because as we become adults, we gaslight ourselves into maintaining those patterns. Right now, my mom is visiting from BC and she bought herself a one-way ticket, which I love her for because she's so audacious and willing to just travel and experience life. But for me, it also means that I would have to sacrifice my own needs and requirements to keep her at my apartment indefinitely. Cue anxiety attack. I'm the kind of person who needs my own personal space. And so having my mom around all the time, while I love it and I appreciate it, it also becomes a lot to hold. But my self-sacrificing and martyrdom patterns kicked in and said, I couldn't tell her that. She'll feel rejected and neglected. And whether or not that's true, it's also none of my business. What's true is that I maintain connection with her while also maintaining my needs and requirements. So I just had a conversation with her. I told her that the open-endedness of her stay was making things really hard for me. That I loved her, but I really did need to focus on my work and focus on my own internal work, which required some solitude. Now, it can be really easy at this point and say, well, she can just go in another room, but that's not the desire. The desire is to have my home back. The desire is to also have connection with my mom. See, when we have self-sacrificing patterns and martyrdom patterns, we will tell ourselves whatever we need to do to go without the thing that we actually do require, because we are reinforcing the childhood pattern and wounding that says, we can't have what we want without sacrificing what we need to get it. We need solitude, but we also want connection. We sacrifice the solitude in hopes that we get the connection. But that's not true. I can have my solitude and I can have my connection. There is no if that, then not this. But it also does take unwiring a lot of those self-gaslighting patterns. And that's why on Saturday, September 16th, I'm hosting Kerosene, a full-day workshop and 1 month-long coaching container to help you unravel all of the ways that you self-gaslight and begin to embody the version of you that doesn't need to gaslight at all. The part of you that can be in the reality of which you live and still have the things you want, like love, intimacy, connection, without sacrificing the things that you need, like your boundaries. If this is something that's interesting to you, just head over to my link in bio and register. And if you can't be there live, no problem. You can register anyways and watch the replay and then participate in the digital container. I will be there with you coaching digitally for a full month afterwards.